Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to vlog about my hike through Tiger Leaping Gorge. And this is when I was by myself. I planned to hike it solo. I was super out of shape, which is probably not a great idea. But it was just something I really wanted to do because I saw pictures of it and it was kind of near a place that I was already at. So how it started was a couple days before. I was in a town called Dali. So I saw that I could take a train from Dali to Lijiang, and from Lijiang I could take a bus to where I could hike the Tiger Leaping Gorge. So what I did was I took the train. I got to a hostel that I had booked. It was called Mama Nashi's. Highly recommend it if you're in that area and you want to go hike the Tiger Leaping Gorge, because they arrange buses from the hostel to where you would start your hike. So I told the lady at the front desk that I wanted to do the hike, and she gave me this cool little map, which I will show right here. And she said that several people had already booked a bus for the next morning, so I could be added on, and it was only it was 45 yuan, which is about $6. And so I was like, yeah, sure. Anyway, so I woke up at 6:30 a.m. the next day, got ready, and the bus left at 7:20 a.m. It was about a 15-minute walk from the hostel to the place where the bus left, but there was a group of people, so we all just went together. So it was about a 2-hour ride, and the bus driver was basically just speeding the whole time, and there was a lot of sharp corners, and he just didn't slow down throughout those corners. So yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking. But anyway, so there was supposed to be 2 stops. The first stop was supposed to be, if you want to hike the whole entire Tiger Leaping Gorge, you stop at the first stop, and then the second stop is more of the touristy area where you can just go. You don't really have to hike. There's just a scenic area. And so I figured out of the 6 or so people that were on the bus with me, that at least one of them would be also stopping at the first stop to hike the whole thing. But I was wrong. I was the only one that wanted to stop at the first stop. So when we got there, I was like, hey, I want to stop here. And so they let me off, and I had to buy a ticket to the Tiger Leaping Gorge, which was 65 yuan. Not bad, about $10. So I got off, and it was just kind of this road. There was a blue sign that said, something about Tiger Leaping Gorge route or something. So I'm like, okay, but it just kind of was a paved road that I was walking up, and it looked like there was a couple little houses next to the road and stuff. I was already able to tell how super out of shape I was, and almost started thinking maybe I should turn around. It was super hot. You can hear the cicadas chirping, and I think it was about almost 90 degrees. What really struck me was how beautiful everything was. I could already tell that the scenery was going to be really amazing. I could see the river, I could see the mountains, and the sky was blue, so it was a really nice day. So I'm super tired, and I sit down to take a break on this rock, and I'm sitting there for about 5 minutes or so, just kind of drinking water, trying to catch my breath. And it's super hot out, so I'm just trying to cool down a little bit. And this guy comes up from the trail, and he says hello, and he's Chinese. And so I say hi in Chinese, and I kind of explain that my Chinese isn't that great, but he doesn't speak any English at all, so we just continue in Chinese, and I'm doing my best to try to understand everything he's saying. But at this point, I'm kind of just super tired, and I just want to sit there and not really try to think too hard. But he kind of insists on waiting for me. So I finally get up, and we start hiking together. And this guy is a really interesting guy. He's just super enthusiastic, asks a lot of questions, always asks me if I need help with anything.
What is that?
And I was kind of feeling embarrassed because every 15 or 20 minutes, I told him I had to take a break, and I stopped, and I sat down, and I drank some water and caught my breath. And I do realize at this point that next time I go on this type of a hike, especially by myself, I should train a little bit beforehand. I usually do spontaneous random stuff, so lesson learned. We finally, after about an hour of hiking, we get to this little shack, and it's like this wooden stall, and this woman, this really old woman, is selling different things. One of the things she's selling is actually marijuana, which is pretty funny. And so there's actually 3 other people that are kind of standing around her little store. I hear them speaking English, and they have American accents, so I get a little bit excited, and I asked them, hey, are you guys Americans? And we kind of introduced ourselves. I introduced them to my new Chinese friend. His name is Xiaodong. So we all kind of decided to start hiking together. And these 3 are teachers that were teaching in China, and they just happened to be visiting the Tiger Leaping Gorge that time. So we all kind of continued, and we started hiking together. So this is how my solo hike became a not so solo hike, and we just continue hiking and super beautiful views along the way. We saw a couple rainbows. Just everything was so clear. You could see the mountains, you could see the forests, you could see the sky, the clouds, like it's a really beautiful area. Basically, we ended up hiking for 8 hours, but the views and everything, we ran into some cows along the way, and just everything was super worth it. Oh, and there's markers sort of along the way that say like, oh, halfway to this hostel, or however many kilometers to this hostel. And the hostel that we wanted to go to was called Halfway Hostel. And this hostel was totally worth that 8 hours of hiking. It only cost 40 yuan a night, which is about $6. And, there's an awesome balcony patio thing that overlooks all the mountains, everything. Like, you're kind of in the clouds. It's super amazing. And, you can get food and just kind of sit up there and hang out and eat. And then the room itself, it's bunk beds, but there's glass that you can basically look out of your room over into the mountains. And the bathroom is also really cool. It's just kind of a hole in the ground, but the view is super nice. So we all decided to spend the night there, and we played cards pretty much all night. We'd all decided that we were going to just relax the next day instead of continuing the hike. So we find out about this little hike that you can go on about an hour from the hostel, and it kind of goes up to this area where you can see all the mountains. It's this really cool path through a river, and it's just super nice. So we decided to go up there. And so suddenly my arm pushes against this plant, and I feel like it's on fire, like it's just burning, this excruciating pain, and it's not stopping. And so we're all freaking out. Alright guys, so I'm going to end the video here because I don't want it to get too long. I'm going to be putting out a part 2 very soon. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to share a story of your own, please comment below. If you enjoyed watching this video and you want to see more videos like this, you want to see part 2, please subscribe and like the video. And thanks for watching.